You're watching HuffPost Live. I'm Caitlin Becker, and this conversation is brought to you by Disney's Million Dollar Arm in theaters May 16th. Now, Long Island is, of course, known for the accent, the iced teas, and best of all, the Long Island medium. That's right, Theresa Caputo, the star of the hit TLC show in which she communicates with those who have crossed over. And she joins us now to give us a sneak peek of the season finale and tell us more about her gift. When did you tell your husband about this?
Well, what happened was you have to realize my anxieties was so bad. So I was already with Larry for 10 years. And he had saw that I wasn't doing anything. I didn't want to leave the house. I would cry all the time. So when I told him, I could speak to dead people, he saw that I was physically and emotionally getting better. So he's like, you know what, hon, if you think talking to dead people makes you feel better, you keep going right ahead because it's making my life a hell of a lot easier. And then he started coming with me to like my groups and things like that. And he started saying to himself, listen, hon, he's like, how did you know that? You don't know anything about that. And that's when he was like, there's something really here. Because Larry was a skeptic like a lot of people are. And until you witness it, and then he started realizing that there were just certain things that he experienced as a child that he was like, you know what, now I know that was my grandmother,
Once you learned that you could actually speak to people who have crossed over and you knew what was going on, were you ever scared by anything that Spirit has said to you? And if so, was there anything that was haunting about what they had to say?
Well, I was taught from the woman who helped me understand and nurture my gift that I set boundaries with Spirit, that I only wanted information that was going to be for the highest good of all concerned, that was going to be able to help us to heal. There are situations where people die that are unpleasant. They die in tragedies, if they unfortunately take their own life or if there's a horrific fire or a car accident. So when you say things like that, that's what I think of. Those are hard messages. Look, delivering messages to anyone, whether it's someone they lost, a parent, a child, a sibling, a spouse, maybe it is an animal. It's hard because this person has lost someone that they have to continue to embrace life without. So it's really, it's no message is ever easy.
Do you ever have to deliver some messages that people don't want to hear?
I interpret it this way. It's not that they don't want to hear, they're not expecting to hear it. And I always tell all my clients before a session, I say, Spirit is going to give you what you need, not what you want. Because I always say I want to be 5'7" and 120 pounds, and it ain't happening. So they're going to give you what you need to make tomorrow a little bit easier. And I always say, after losing a loved one, it's not going to be easy. But if you embrace what Spirit gives you, it'll absolutely be worth it.
Have there ever been awkward moments when you're doing a reading, having to talk about something that when you're channeling someone who's for something very personal, and all of a sudden you're sitting there in the middle of this very personal conversation?
There was one. There was a gentleman. It was a husband, and I was reading his wife, and he had shown me like how she used to wear like maybe nice nightgowns, and I said to him, "That's very inappropriate." I'm like, "This is a PG reading."
That has to be so weird to be in the middle of a conversation like that.
But then he told me, this is how funny Spirit can be. He goes, I didn't know there were ratings for a reading. Because I'm like, this is a PG reading? But
Spirit always seems kind of funny.
Spirit is very funny. But this is the thing. Because I think that there is that fear of death. And then we wonder if there is, a heaven, if there is a hell, if people do suffer. And I just always interpret it this way. If Spirit uses my physical body to show us laughter, to show us their personality, how they would be here in the physical world before they died, or before an illness affected their ability to do that, to me, that is the greatest gift of more than anything. And I love when Spirit does that, for them to show their personality.
Answering the door with, maybe no wig on, because the UPS man has seen me at this point. Signed for my stuff. He knows. Don't pull out a damn camera now.